Hey, what's up? Welcome to another Movement Parallels Life guided practice. I'm your coach, Kellen Mylad. I've got a 15-minute movement practice for us today. We're going to be looking at a sequence of 9 or 10 different movements, and we're going to perform that sequence for 2 rounds. Now, this isn't meant to be super intense or complex, but you can just think of this as a basic practice to take care of your body. The more consistent you are with this ground-based practice, the better your foundation is for any of the fitness activities that you want to engage in. I want you to think about heading into this practice with a curious mind, right? This isn't about the goal. This is about the process. This is about what are you learning in this consistent practice of basic human movement. There's no real right or wrong. This is just your time to figure out how movement works for your body. Don't move into any painful positions, don't aggravate any injuries, and make any necessary modifications to these movements that you feel are right for you. Use my movements as a template to guide your movements. So you know me, I just gotta throw in my 2 cents on that real quick, but now that that's out of the way, let's get you moving. In typical fashion, we're going to start with some deep breathing. So just find a comfortable lying position. Maybe place your hands on your abdomen. And as you inhale, feel your stomach expand into your hands. As you exhale, feel the light compression in your midsection. This is just a chance to find your center, be still, and just get connected to your breath. This is an opportunity to oxygenate the body as we get ready to move. It's not going to be too intense today. In fact, it's going to be very restorative, and breathing is a great place to start. So here's our first of 2 rounds. The first movement variation is going to be a supine foot reach. You're starting on your back in a tuck position. Keep a little bit of tension in the core to stabilize your body. And as you roll side to side, reach your foot out and reach it at different angles, different points. Use a little imagination here to start to vary the movement, create some diversity in the pattern. And just keep some awareness as you're moving to coordinate the movement with your breathing. Next pattern, we've got rotational rocking with a hip escape. For the rotational rock, you're going to find yourself in that tight tuck position. Keep your core strong and rotate through your hips to rotate you around 180 degrees. With the hip escape, you're going to balance on your opposite shoulder and foot and slide your hips back just a few inches and then swing them back forward and switch sides. This is like a martial arts inspired movement, but we're just using it here for the sake of playing around and moving on different bases of support, getting comfortable moving on the ground. Next action is the rock up to half kneel. This is kind of a staple in my ground movement practice. So you're rocking back onto the shoulders and creating some momentum to rock all the way up into your kneeling position. If you need some extra assistance, you can always use the hands to help push you up. Or you can also see I extend my straight leg, plant the heel, and pull forward from that heel to get into the kneeling position. Start to diversify this pattern by rotating and changing orientation and alternating sides as well. We'll make a transition here and go into the side bend sit hip switches for 10 reps. Take the back leg, sweep it forward, switch the legs, take the straight leg and wrap it back. Focus on maintaining good spinal alignment and stability all the way through this movement. Also focus on control. This is an easy movement to flail through, but want you to really focus on a clean transition from hip to hip, and everything is sharp and precise with these movements. Make a transition to a foot hand crawl position next, and going into a crawl lunge pattern for 10 reps, 5 a side. This is just a good opportunity to stretch out your hips. So find the different angles. Find the stretch that's going to be most relevant for you. Make sure that you're maintaining breathing and thinking about your spinal alignment here as well. Kind of making this movement a little bit more integrated by adding some crawling steps into the mix. This is going to be a really nice blend of mobility and stability, and also the chance to explore this movement pattern and finding ways to make it more practical or more meaningful for us. This is going to bring us into our next pattern, the pass under transition, just going from a foot hand crawl to an inverted crawl. The leg is always passing underneath the body. So this rotational action, you want to focus on maintaining shoulder stability as you rotate from face down to face up to face down. Make sure that you're continually pushing through the ground, especially through that support arm. Once you've got this control, work on demonstrating fluidity as you link together these transitions. Finish in the inverted crawl position and then exploring some patterns here, weight shifting and reaching. I'll reach up towards the ceiling, pushing through the support arm, exhaling through the reach. Gonna sit the hips down, transition into a balancing sit. 10 overhead reaches, working on maintaining that connection to the core and the midline stability. We'll challenge your balance even further by going into some side-to-side shifting next for 20 reps. This can also be a really nice core movement as you squeeze your obliques with every shift. Focus on the muscular contractions or focus on shifting your weight a little bit further and really testing your balance, testing your range of motion. That's going to finish up our first round. Let's run it back for round 2 and let you explore these movements a little bit more.
Thank